Hello everyone, welcome to Facebook Live. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner. Let's see if I can adjust my light here just a little bit. Thanks for joining me. Today I have this really fun Easter box to share with you. It's so beautiful. We're going to use the art gallery bundle for this, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. And inside I have a little Velcro closure on mine, but I'm going to give you a different option today. Inside I have this Reeces Bunny. He's so cute, and he's big. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. I'll talk about that in just a minute too. This box is so fun. The whole thing opens up. Really good box size for lots of different things, including that Reeces Bunny. But I'm going to show you a few different options with this closure. I have a different way to do the side for. I don't know if you can see there's an angle cut on the side. I'm going to show you a different way to do that if you don't want to do the angle cut. So lots of fun variations on this. All right, before we get to that, let's talk about everything that's going on. Now, there are a couple deadlines that are happening in the next couple of days that I want to let you guys know about. Paper Pumpkin is one of them. The Beyond the Horizon kit. This is the last day to, well, no, tomorrow is the 10th, right? Yes, tomorrow is the 10th. Tomorrow is the last day to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin to get this month's kit. After tomorrow, if you're not subscribed, you're not going to get the March kit. And the March kit's going to be pretty awesome. It coordinates with the Beyond the Horizon stuff. And if you follow Paper Pumpkin on their Instagram or their Facebook channels, they've put out a lot of sneak peeks with this month's kit, which normally they don't do. So check those out. This kit will have 2 stamp sets, one that coordinates with the kit and then one just as a free gift. So make sure you check out the Beyond the Horizons Paper Pumpkin kit. Last day to subscribe for this is tomorrow. Make sure you get that. Also happening, we have some new products, the Waves of the Ocean promotion. Now you can get all of it with one bundle number, or you can buy them individually. The bundle will actually carry into the next annual catalog. These other products, the DSP, the foil, and the jewels, will only be available while supplies last. And you guys, I was hesitant to get these products. I did end up getting the DSP, and it's phenomenal. It's so amazing. I am really hoping we have some DSP similar to this in the next annual catalog. It's pretty phenomenal. And then you guys know I'm a sucker for any kind of rhinestone, so I love those jewels. I actually just placed an order for more of them. All right. Also happening this month, probably one of my favorite promotions ever, the Savings Are in Bloom bundle. The mini cut and emboss machine is 20% off. You guys, this is huge. They never discount products like this. Well, I mean, they do during, like, their Black Friday sale or stuff like that. But the die cutting machine being discounted 20% is huge. If this has been on your wish list for a while, this is the time to get it. It is now $48. It used to be $60. It's now $48, and it's such a good deal. Now, in addition to the mini cut and emboss machine being discounted, and we're going to use that mini one today, there are also a whole bunch of bundles that they have. There's one on this page too, that they have discounted to 20% too. Some of them were already bundles. When you purchase in a bundle, you'll get 10% off automatically. But for these bundles, they've bumped it up to 20% off. And then they've brought back a few that were not bundled, but you can get them as bundles. And we're going to be using this one today, the Art Gallery bundle. There is one more die. We're going to be using that die today too. But it is a phenomenal bundle. You get the dies. It works beautifully with the mini cut and emboss machine, which you'll see in a minute. This is in low inventory though. So if you love the Art Gallery bundle, you need to get it like today, because once it goes into low inventory, we won't be able to purchase it again. And I don't know if it will be back in stock by the time this promotion is over. This is only for March. So if it goes into low, and if it goes into a back order situation, I don't know if it'll be back in time. So keep that in mind during this promotion. It's such a good promotion. There's some bundles on here I'm like, maybe I should get that. So keep that in mind. It's a great promotion. Check out my online store. All right, another big deadline coming up this Friday is the last day to RSVP for Card Crate. This is a class to go that I mail you. The bundle this month that we're featuring is the Inspired Thoughts bundle. This is in the annual catalog. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous bundle, and the cards are pretty fun. This is a fun fold card. It's a little tri-fold card I love. The cards are beautiful. You guys, it's a year-round bundle. I'm featuring more spring and summer cards, but the bundle is good for fall, winter as well. All right, guys, if you are shopping, please make sure to use this host code. All orders will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order's over $50 or more, you're also going to receive the Make and Take kit to go with those projects. So this is what we're making today. So it's a gorgeous box, and then inside is that really fun Reeces Bunny. Now, you know, I don't think I know anybody that doesn't love Reese's. I know my family's obsessed with them. My husband is obsessed. Like, I have to hide these. We share an office now, and I have to hide my Reese's because he'll go after them more than the kids. So I was at Target the other day, and if you follow me in my VIP group, you might have saw my huge Easter stash. So I went to Target, I picked up a ton of candy, and these little Reeces Bunnies were one of them. We're only going to use one of them. They are so cute though, aren't they? And they're big. They're, you only get 4 of them per package, so they're pretty big. They're smaller than, like, you know, the big Easter rabbits, but they're bigger than a normal Reese's, so I love them. I think they're great, and my husband's probably going to grab the rest of this box when we're done, so I'll have to save these, but they're so cute. So we're going to pull out one to use for our project, and we're going to start with the box. We're actually going to make the box first. So you're going to need a piece. I'm using shaded spruce. Grab your Simply Scored, and you need a piece that is 10.5 by 3 1/4. And we're going to start on the short side. Make sure I'm all squared away in here. We're going to start on the short side, and we're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch on each side. So one side all the way down 3/4 of an inch, and then we're going to turn it all the way around, and we're going to do the other side at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now put it back in your Simply Scored the long ways, and we are going to score it at 2 3/4, 6 1/4, and 7. Now, while it's still in this position, we are going to mark it at 4 3/4. I'm going to score all the way down, but just to that score line, that horizontal score line. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to flip it over and do it again. 4 3/4, just to that score line. This is just going to be like a guide. We're not going to fold on these lines. That's why we didn't go all the way across. It's just more of a guide. All right. Now, burnish on all those score lines. Ignore those little partial ones. We don't need to worry about those. Those are just a guide, like I said. Just fold and burnish on all of the score lines that go all the way across for now. We'll get to those little guides in just a minute. All right, now you're going to notice you have a long side over here and then a short side. This is actually your lid. So this is going to fold up like this, and then your lid's going to come all the way down like that, okay? So we're gonna do some trimming. We're gonna start on this side, this longer side here. So I am going to, I gotta look at my project. So, okay, so we're gonna cut up, I'm gonna grab my bigger scissors actually. This is a longer thing and I don't wanna go crooked. So we're just gonna cut up the score lines on that longer edge, and we're going to go in 2 score lines. So we're gonna go past this one and we're gonna stop at that first one, and then we're gonna cut this off against that second score line. So you're basically removing the square here and then the rectangle, okay? So check that out. We're gonna do the same on the other side. So go up that score line to the second score line, and then I'm gonna switch back to my shorter scissors. We're gonna cut that, okay? So that's what it looks like so far. We've removed these 2. Now we're just going to kind of free these little tabs down here. There's going to be some glue tabs. So cut straight on the rectangle edges and then notch in on the squares. Typical box of mine, you're going to just notch in those little square pieces. Okay, we're going to flip it over, do the same on the other side, cut up the rectangles and notch in on the squares. All right. Now we're going to come to our little guides here. Now this is where you have a variation. Now you can see on mine, I did an angle cut, which I really like. The first one that I did, this is what was like my prototype. I actually cut it completely off at that score line. And actually, let me get this in here so you can kind of see what that looks like from the side. So I actually cut it off at the score line. Now I did ask my family, which do you prefer? Which do you think is better looking? And both my kids voted on this one. My husband voted on this one. So I think it's really just a preference. You can either cut that score line completely or cut it at an angle. I'm going to stick with the angle just because I prefer that look as well. If you want the straight line, all you would do is just cut along that score line, and then you're going to cut this whole piece off. So we are instead, I'm going to pull back my bigger scissors. I'm going to start at that the edge of that score line, and I'm going to angle my scissors up to this little intersection where the two score lines meet, and I'm just going to snip that off. So I want that angle, so I'm going to flip it over and do the same on this side, the edge of that score line guide, and just snip it up just to give us that angled look. This score line will be completely hidden because when we fold this piece up, that score line's gonna disappear. So if you're worried, like, well, if I do the angle cut, that score line's gonna show. It won't show, I promise. Okay, that is all with the trimming. So let me move all my trash out of the way. Move that all out of the way. We're gonna do some gluing now. So with the folds like going up, so it's gonna fold together like this, we're gonna put all our glue on this side, okay? Normally I flip it over, I do it on the other side, but we're gonna do it on this side. We're actually gonna put one piece on the little tabs here. I'm using tear and tape, and I'm gonna put one piece on the outside of the front. So not on that longer piece that we trimmed, this is just the front piece, okay? Let me grab my take your pick tool. I need my little pokey tool. Now I'm gonna assemble this a little bit differently than I normally do. And when I first saw this, I was like, why haven't I been doing this the whole time? My mind was kind of blown because normally we would glue the tab on the inside, but we're actually gonna glue it on the outside. And we're gonna just kind of hide it. But then what that does is it leaves you with a completely clean box. And I don't remember who I saw this from first. I've seen a couple of different demonstrators do it, so I don't remember who I saw it from, but we're gonna take that little tab and we're going to glue it to, we're gonna line up this cut edge with the score line of the tab. We're gonna glue it to the outside of that angle piece. I know that looks weird. You're like, wait a minute, that's not right. But I promise you, it'll be completely fine. This front piece, this is now gonna wrap around just like that. That tab will be sandwiched on the inside. So you're gonna get a clean line on the bottom, and there's not gonna be any tabs on the inside to catch on your treat. Oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing, it's life-changing, it's pretty amazing. All right, where did my rabbit go? Oh, I put it in this box. Oh my goodness, I lost my little bunny. So he's gonna fit right in there, just like that. Now, if you don't have these rabbits, or you can't find these little Reeces Bunnies, any number of little treats will fit in here. They'll be fine. Now, we need to adhere or close make sure our lid stays closed. It kind of flaps open. You could use a belly band. That would work fine. For this one, I used Velcro. Velcro is not my favorite. And so then I remembered, wait a minute, I have magnetic tape. This is actually tape that I got from a big box craft store. We won't name names, but I think you guys know. But I'm just gonna take a piece, maybe like 2 inches. I'm just gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna make sure that they stick together. And it's sticky on either side. It's like a roll of tape, and it even comes in a tape dispenser, which is just, it's fantastic. And I'm just gonna stick this on the inside of my lid here. Then all I'm gonna do is line up my corners real good and just adhere that shut. So both sides now have magnets. Now this is a little like glaring. The black is kind of like, whoa, hello. This is not strong enough to stick on the inside. It won't go through the cardstock. The tape actually has to be touching to work. You can use those little tiny button magnets too, and then that way you can actually hide it. But, you know, if I'm giving this to somebody, it'll be fine. They'll be fine. They won't care. So the magnet tape I found at Hobby Lobby. I'll go ahead and say it. I found it at Hobby Lobby. It was a while ago though. I haven't seen it recently, but again, I haven't been to Hobby Lobby recently, so I don't know. Okay, so our box is complete. So you can fasten it in any way you like. You can use little button magnets, use the magnet tape, you can use Velcro, you can use a belly band. There are lots of different options to seal up this box. All right, let's get out some more of our pieces. We're gonna do some stamping. So I just have a scrap piece of white here that we're gonna stamp on, and let me make sure I have all my pieces out of here. Hang on. I have a lot of pieces in my little box ready to go. Okay, let's do our stamping. We're actually going to be stamping our flower 3 different times, and I want to get out my little Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set, and when it's a little bit more solid and you want to use your Stampin' Pierce mat, it'll give you a much better impression. All right, let's start with I'm going to start with our leaves. We're going to do our shaded spruce. And I'm using this little cluster of flowers. And let me see, move some of this out of the way. And I'm going to stamp this one on my paper here, on my white cardstock. And we are stamping, like I said, we're stamping this 3 times, and we're actually going to kind of do some paper piercing to get this multicolored flower look. And make sure you clean it. I have my Simply Chamois here. I use this to clean all my stamps. It looks horrible, but it cleans great. And make sure that's dry. I'm going to close up my Shaded Spruce. We don't need that one. And we're going to pull out Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo. And we're actually going to stamp it again. We're going to stamp it in Petal Pink. Again. Let's give that a good stamp. Oh, looks like I didn't clean it very well. There's some green on there. Yeah, let's try it again. Let me cut this one off. We'll flip it over. We'll do the back side. Let me clean it again. Hang on. I should have probably started with my Petal Pink because, you know, it's easier to go lighter to darker than darker to lighter. So beware. Okay, let's try it again. Petal Pink. Just stuck my thumb in my ink pad. Great. Petal Pink for our flower. Perfect. That's much better, much cleaner. And I'm going to go in, there's like a little detail piece here. I'm going to go in with my Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just going to stamp that on all 3 of my flowers. It doesn't line up perfectly. It's not really meant to line up perfectly, but it gives some nice little dimension. Okay, so there's my flowers. Now, the last one we have to do is like this little sprig piece over here. I didn't want that to be pink, and I didn't want it to be completely green, so let me clean this off a little bit. So we are going to stamp it in Flirty Flamingo, and then I want the stem to be, I'm only going to stamp a little bit of this. I'm not going to stamp the whole thing, but I want the stem to be Shaded Spruce still, so I'm going to bring in my Shaded Spruce Stampin' Right marker. Now this is different than a blend. Let me show you. This is our Stampin' Right markers. These are our Stampin' Blends. Do not color your stamps with the Stampin' Blends. If you want to color your stamps, use the Stampin' Right markers. And I'm just going to go in and just use my brush tip on my Stampin' Right marker and just color in that stem all the way down. And then that'll give us some nice little Flirty Flamingo buds, but we still have a green stem. Okay, so stamp that down. Perfect. See how fun that is? Now you could use the markers to color the whole thing. You can color the stems in the marker and then color the flowers in a different marker. With photopolymer stamp sets, I find you don't get the best image that way, especially when they're more solid like this. The stem is okay, it's a small area, but with the flowers, I'd be a little bit more hesitant to do that just because it's a larger area. You might not get such a clean image stamp. All right, we have one more thing to stamp. We're going to stamp from that art gallery stamp set. We're going to stamp the happy from the happy birthday. We only need the happy. We're going to be trimming it out. So I'm just going to stamp this down here on the corner. All right, we're going to do some die cutting now. I didn't do any of this in advance, so we got to run it through 3 times with our mini cut and emboss machine. I'm going to cut this out just so we don't die cut that. All right, so let's start with this one. We only need the little sprig over here. I'm going to grab some Post-it tape to hold this down. So just line up the sprig. I'm not too worried about the rest of the image being lined up because we're going to paper pierce it, cut it apart. All right, so bring in your mini cut and emboss machine. Remember, if you don't have it, it's on sale this month. Look, I even put a little tag to, it's on sale. I'm on sale this month. Buy me. It's really a fantastic tool. You won't be disappointed. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. All right, so we're gonna die cut our first one. Run this through. It's so lightweight. It's easy to use. It's one of my favorites. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but it is. Okay, so there's our first piece. I'm gonna bring this back in. Get this piece off. We're gonna line up our flowers now. So line up our image. How does this go? Like this. This floral gallery, or art gallery, not floral gallery. This art gallery stamp set has been around a while, and I love the greetings in it. I'll pull out the stamp set again to show you the greetings. I love the greetings in it because they're, it's a great font. There's a ton of different greetings, some for any occasion really. and they're good size too, so you can really stick them in anywhere. So you have I miss you, congratulations, happy birthday, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you're lovely, I'm thinking of you. So tons of great greetings, and the flowers are pretty gorgeous too. All right, so we have 2 of our 3 done. So pull those out. Look how pretty. So pretty. It's going to get a lot prettier. All right, we have 1 more to die cut. Let me get those little gray pieces off. And then we have 1 more thing to die cut. And then we have something to emboss with our mini cut emboss machine. So we're giving this guy a workout today. Okay, we're going to die cut our leaves. Run this through. My plates have seen better days too. I really need some new plates. They're really, it's time to replace them, I think. It's so hard to get new plates though. It's so hard to cut into them the first time. All right, there's our last die cut it with that leaf. All right, 1 more thing to die cut. We need to die cut the Easter on here. This is actually from the Word Wishes dies. Do I have those here? These are the Word Wishes dies. They have every holiday occasion, and they bundle with another stamp set that you can't buy it in a bundle, but the bundle is sold separately, but they're pretty fantastic too. All right, so I have a piece, let me see if I can figure this out. I have a piece of adhesive sheet here, and I'm going to stick this on the back of my early espresso, and I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, and we're going to die cut Easter from this. This is going to make adhering it down so much easier with that adhesive sheet on the back. So once we stick that on the back of the cardstock, our die cut now will be like a sticker. So it'll stick perfectly. All right, and I'm just gonna lift that up and make sure it cut all the way through. It looks like it did. So I'm gonna leave the die in there just so we don't lose any pieces of it. And then I'm gonna bring in this Flirty Flamingo tag. I've already die cut the tags we're gonna need. Both of these are from the Seasonal Labels dies. These were in the holiday catalog, but they are still available in the online store. They carried over. And I'm going to use the greenery folders, and the folders coordinate with our mini machines, and the mini folders I love because you get a pack of 2. So in the greenery folder, you're going to get this one. I don't know if you can see that pattern. It's a beautiful like grassy pattern. You get that on the top and the bottom. We're going to use this one. I think it kind of looks like a knit pattern. I love it. So I'm going to line that up. I want to make sure that it's straight. I don't want it to be crooked. I'll put that in there. Now when you're embossing, you use that plate 1, and then you're going to use the light gray plate. Your mini cut and emboss machine will come with all the plates you need. The dark gray plate is for your thicker embossing folders, and the light gray plate is for your thinner ones. And then you're also going to get that platform, that number 1 plate, that white one, and you're going to get 2 cutting plates. So when you buy the mini cut and emboss machine, you're going to be set up for success. All right, so isn't that gorgeous? Fun little texture. All right, that's all with our mini cut and emboss machine. We're gonna close them up and put them away. And now we have all of our pieces. We are ready to assemble. So we're gonna glue everything onto our shaded spruce piece. So I'm gonna grab my scissors, and all we're going to do is cut apart from the die. I'm just gonna cut these apart. So I just cut the little sprig off of that one. If you want to clean up the corners a little bit, you can do that. It's going onto the exact same die cut, so you don't have to be too picky about this, but I want all those like sharp edges off. Use your liquid glue or glue dots, just a few little pieces, a little bit on the stem too. I don't want that to pop up. And then we're just going to pop this right on. It's the same die cut, so it's the same exact shape, so it'll fit directly on there. So that's piece number 1. So cute, right? It's coming together. The next one, we're going to cut the flowers. Now I'm actually going to cut the stem off of these. You can see the stem kind of goes up into the flower, and so I actually just kind of cut around the bottom of that, around the stem. Put a little bit of liquid glue on there. I'm going to stick our flower on there. You don't have to worry about the shapes lining up again because the die cut did all the work. And you can cut these apart in one, you can keep those together if you wanted. Cut the flowers all apart. I like to cut them separately, but you can do it all together if you want to save a few extra steps. Okay, couple more. We need to cut off this stem up here. Need to cut off this stem right here. And cut this one apart. So this, there is a little bit of fussy cutting in this, but it's not hard fussy cutting because we're not cutting the whole image. So we'll go here. Once you get it all on that die cut, you're going to still see all of those stems. And last little flower, this one will go on the little corner down there. I just want to cut the stem off. And so you have this beautiful multicolored flower. Everything lines up perfectly. Isn't that gorgeous? So cute. So that didn't take too much time. You could definitely like die cut a bunch of them, stamp a bunch of them, die cut a bunch of them, sit down, watch a movie, do whatever you want. All right, our last bit of fussy cutting, we are going to just cut out this happy. I'm just going to use my scissors. You can use a paper trimmer. I'm just going real close to the word. And I'm going to cut off the rest of that greeting. All we want is happy. All right, now get all our trash out of the way. We are going to bring in all of our pieces and start assembling. So let's start with our little tags. I have some border pieces of dimensionals here. I'm going to clean up, finish up. So on this petal pink tag, dimensionals on the top and the bottom. It's going to overhang on the side a little bit, so don't add dimensionals overlapping the side. It's going to go right on there. We're going to use our liquid glue again to stick down our flower. Our Easter is going to go right over the flower. That's why I want to use liquid glue here, because it needs to be nice and flat for that Easter greeting. This is going to go kind of up to the left there. So cute. All right, let's pull up the Easter. And we just need to peel off the backing. It'll come off beautifully. And now we have a little sticker. This will just stick right on. Happy Easter. Don't have to mess with any liquid glue or anything. It just sticks right on. All right, now our happy greeting. We just use a little bit of liquid glue. You can pop this up with dimensionals if you want. I got too much on there. I'm going to wipe some off. You can pop this up if you wanted. This is just going to go, I'm going to put it up here. Happy Easter. All right, and this whole thing is going to get some dimensionals on the back. Finishing up some edge pieces here. I love the Stampin' Up! Edge pieces, the dimensionals. They're fantastic. Okay, I have glue all over my hands. So, a little bit of, bring back our box over here. And this goes right onto the front of our box. And that is it. It's so pretty. It's pretty simple. I mean, I think you could definitely make these for a group if you needed to. There's a little Easter bunny inside. So anyway, super cute. I love this. So this one I closed with Velcro. The other one I did a magnet. You could do a belly band. You could do whatever you wanted with these. All right, guys, that is it for me. I hope you like this fun Easter treat. I will be back next week. I have one more week off on Sundays, and then I'll be back in my VIP group on March 20th, I believe is that Sunday that I'll be back. So you can set your calendars for that one. Otherwise, I'll be back right here next Wednesday with another super cute box. I'll give you, do I have a little? I don't have a sample of it with me. I have those all packed away right now, but I'll be back next Wednesday for a super cute box. If you are watching this on Facebook, please share this with your friends. I love meeting new stampers, new people that I can share stamping with. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out as well. And I hope you guys will join me again next week. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Have a great week. Bye.